What's up, everybody? Just out here chilling, just right outside of Kentucky. I came up on this little cow pasture. Hey, buddies. Hey, buddies. You guys are awesome. Check them out. Hey, little buddies. Your calf's all back there. Yeah. Hello. Look at a little baby cow. Hey, little dude. Hey, little man. Oh, man. Nice. Looks like a little baby bull right there. But they're just strolling on through, doing their thing. Yeah, so hope all's well out there with you guys. Just thought I'd make this quick little video, just show some of my experiences out here on the road. I get to see some pretty cool stuff sometimes, and I just love it. I love nature, and I love animals in general. I'm an animal myself sometimes. But, oh, we got another one. Hold on. Say hey to YouTube. Oh, nice little stroll. Laters. But they're just walking through here. They have their own little beaten path that they take. I don't know if you guys can see the green pastures out there. It doesn't look like they have access to the green pastures, which I think if I owned these cows, I would let them get out and get some nice fresh green grass. But I'm not a rancher. I'm just a trucker. So what do I know? But I don't know. I hope all's well out there with you guys. Found this beautiful little spot here in Kentucky. Thought I'd just kind of chill out here for the night. Plenty of amenities here, so I should be nice and comfy doing my thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna make some videos here pretty soon about some other subjects that I want to talk about, that it might help inspire some other people if they've come across some hard times, whether it's with health or finances, all that. I've been through all that probably here in the past 2 to 3 years. I kind of know what it's like to kind of pretty much lose everything, and then be pretty much at the bottom of the ladder. Have, you know, I'll get deeper into this story, you know, but just I guess a abbreviated version was basically after my open heart surgery, had to move out of my $1,500 townhouse. Basically lived, I didn't have anything. I lost everything I owned. We got some more cows coming through here. This one's a little more vocal. Hold on. I think the cows are cooler than me. Hold on. Just a sec. Hey, girl. Oh, gangster stroll. Nice. Don't leave your babies. Let's go. He's like, where'd mom go? Anyway. So basically, long story short, after the open heart surgery, I pretty much lost everything. Because I couldn't even walk for like 3 or 4 months. So in the grocery stores and places like that, I had to use the little electric wheelchair thing. And I remember some of the faces I got even just being in the grocery stores. People just looking at me all weird in the little wheelchair, and they were wondering what the hell my problem was, why I couldn't walk. But I didn't really care to share my story with everybody at that moment in time. I was just working on being able to breathe and buy whatever groceries I needed to survive. So basically, after all that went down, I lost everything I had, pretty much, and I wasn't able to work. I wasn't able to climb trees anymore, and pretty much I knew what it was like to be pretty much homeless on the street. I was basically homeless for probably almost a year in downtown Denver. Basically what I did is I moved all my stuff into a little camper, and I kept it pretty, even though when I lose everything I keep it tasteful. Like I painted this camper, it had custom paint on it, and had a bunch of Banksy style artwork that I put on there. All right. But yeah, so anyway, I did that, and I knew what it was like because I would park down by these lofts that were like millions of dollars. And I had two different kinds of people. I had people that were really intrigued, and they were wondering what the hell I was doing down there. And I was kind of telling them, hey, I'm just experimenting with the tiny house movement. And I kept my stuff pretty art, like it had like a nice art flavor to it. So you had some people that were really cool and intrigued by it, and you had other people that would walk by and just laugh and talk shit about you, but they had no clue what I had been through to end up in that situation, and that 6 months earlier I could have been their neighbor. So I don't know, it was a very humbling experience. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about how people that may not even know you will treat you like family, and how other people that may not even know you or your story will judge you right off the bat. So I learned so much out there. I would not take that experience back ever. It was probably one of the worst and best experiences of my life. It just taught me a lot about people and a lot about how genuine or disingenuine people can be. So I don't know, it was a really good experience. And the funny thing is like, I had this huge jacked up truck that I had for tree work. It was a 2001 F-250. It's on these giant monster tires. I bought it because it looked beautiful and it was great for tree work. I could show up to a customer's house and the job was already sold when they saw the truck. So yeah, it was a great marketing technique. So I had this huge monster truck. It was beautiful, cherried out, and I had my camper behind it that was all painted up. But the funny thing was my truck, after I moved out and I'm like trying to just go from parking place to parking place downtown Denver, okay, if you've ever been there, the place is metropolis. It's bumping, it's crazy, it's very busy. But so I'm driving my little truck downtown here, and my drive goes out, my drive gear goes out. So like basically I ended up driving a truck in reverse with a camper on it for 6 months in downtown Denver. And I would move my vehicle like at 3 o'clock in the morning when there was nobody on the road. So people that would see me driving in reverse downtown would freak out. And I met a lot of really cool people doing that, because they're like, how the hell are you able to back that thing around corners into parking spaces, not hit anything, and like not get in trouble by the cops? And actually cops were really cool. Like when cops did talk to me, I told them my story. I told them what my deal was. I told them that I was a licensed arborist with the city of Denver. I trimmed all the major large trees for the city of Denver. And I was just no longer able to do that job just due to health issues at the time, and I couldn't just go jump back into climbing trees after that surgery. So cops were really cool. They were really understanding, and I love cops, man. I mean, as long as you treat them with respect, 95 to 8% of them are just amazing people. They're out there doing a job that is very hard to do. So I was able to really make some good friends with law enforcement. But yeah, so basically I lived out of my camper downtown for a long time, and I never even thought about being a truck driver until these truckers saw me backing my camper around downtown in the middle of the night, and they were all freaking out, and they came over and they're like, dude, you're pretty damn good at that. And I was like, well, you do what you have to do, you know, to survive. And they asked me if I ever thought about trucking. I'm like, no way. Like, it's never even crossed my mind. I was always worrying about being an arborist and practicing plant healthcare. So yeah, they're like, dude, you should really look into trucking. You probably enjoy it. You get to travel the country. It already looks like you have the camping lifestyle figured out. So you should give it a whirl. And it took me probably another 3 or 4 months to even think about that, because I was still okay. Being homeless downtown, I never asked a stranger ever for money. You know how people panhandle and bum money? I never did it. Never. I found ways to feed myself, found ways to clothe myself, found ways to go and take showers, keep up with my health. But I never was the person that was begging for money. Never did it. I tried to live the experience, even though it was a bad experience. I wanted to go ahead and live through it and experience it. And it was beautiful. It was like a bad acid trip that teaches you a lot of good lessons. You know what I mean? For those of y'all that knows up on that. So that's the best way to relate it. It was scary. It was humbling. It'd break your heart some days. But the funny part is, I mean, I smoked a lot of weed then, but I actually quit smoking weed and everything through that. Everything cold turkey. I didn't drink or anything for like 6 months. Because I was just like, man, I want to be clear-headed. I don't want any clouds. I don't want any type of fog or anything that's going to distort my view or my vision of what's going on around me. And I need to learn to just sit and be at peace with whatever whatever situation I'm in, and it was really cool, man. I remember going out and take my bike for rides at night. If I couldn't sleep, I'd be riding my bike at 3 o'clock in the morning, gazing at the full moon, just knowing how beautiful creation was and how lucky I was still just to experience it. But so yeah, that's my little story there about kind of being homeless. Although I never really considered myself homeless. I mean, I had a camper, had a pretty decent truck that was pretty beautiful, and I was able to paint it with all kind of really cool artwork on the outside. So it was really kind of an artsy fartsy kind of camper, if you would. But and I made it all tiny house on the inside. I put like leather interior and stuff in there and put subwoofers in it. Whatever, I'm an old school raver. So wasn't really super homeless, but it was very humbling, and I met all kinds of people doing it, and still people that are friends today. So I don't know, if you're out there, if you've lost everything, if you have health issues, if you're going through anything in life, man, my best advice for you is to, if you're drinking or doing any drugs, I mean, I'm not against any of that by any means. If you see my videos, I mean, I still sip on my days off, but it's good to sometimes just clear out all the cobwebs and sit through the experience that you're going through. And there's a lesson that's meant to be learned from everything that you deal with in life. And you can't always look at a challenging situation as a crippling situation. You should look at it as more like bodybuilding for your mind and your spirit. And if you can make it through your tough situations, when the normal little run-of-the-mill stupid stuff comes up in life, once you've made it through that, got me some farmer weeds. Yeah, might be some mushrooms out in this field actually. But anyway, yeah, so where was I at? So yeah, if you make it through that situation in life, when you come across the normal situations, they're nothing. Like I notice when I'm out here trucking, people ask if I'm getting stressed out, and I can do nothing but smile, man. Like, because I'm able to be grateful just for the oxygen that I breathe. And I think when you just learn to be grateful for the simple things, there's not a whole lot that can faze you, man. And death really isn't something to fear. I mean, I've told you guys my heart was stopped on the table for 8 hours while they were working on me. I don't know where I went. I have no idea. I don't know what's after this, but I do know that I was at peace and that I didn't want to come back here. I do remember that. I did not want to come back here, and I was so pissed off when I woke up in the hospital. I was like, why do I got to come back and deal with this? But like I told you in my very first video, something was like, you're not done, you got to finish. So man, I'm still running the relay, I'm still in the race, and I'm not giving up, man. I've met so many cool people after that experience, and all my real true friends have always been my friends, even through and beyond that. So just a quick video for you guys on that, checking in here from Kentucky. Hope all's well. Do your thing. Say goodbye to the cow fields, and I'll make you guys another video soon. Laters.